Howdy ho, neighbor.
Howdy ho.
Use a hoe.
Use a hoe. What was that? 7th grade? 8th grade? 8th grade.
I don't know. My memory doesn't work like that.
Mine does.
I'd have to really dig in and put some context clues together to know what time period that was. Yeah, you're muted, idiot.
I feel like my memory is so good.
I almost let you go for a lot longer.
Thank you. My memory is so good that I think I'm gonna get dementia at like a very young age.
Is that a sign? Good
I don't know.
memory means
I
dumb
just
brain
think
later.
I'm just stupid, and I think that's how my thought process works.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Thank you.
Speaking of dumb brains,
hey
I
Bill.
don't have a dumb brain.
depends on the subject.
Yeah.
Fact.
Parenting, dumb brain.
No brain.
I don't have any kids.
Yeah. I don't like how close your barber shaved your mustache. It looks like there isn't one, and
Looks
it's
like,
just
it's probably because it's all gray.
Puerto Rican stubble, you know.
I do it on purpose because it grows longer than my beard does. So I'm like, by tomorrow, I'll like get back in there looking good. I just go a little shorter.
It looks weird.
I'll get back in there by Monday. Don't worry, boys.
He does the universal sign for muff diving.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all Bill knows for sign language.
I love me some muff diving.
So does your mother. You look like the Hugh Jackson Wolverine like kind of look, and that's like I know you're a big fan of comic books, so that's the first thing that came.
Logan was awesome movie.
Of course it was.
It was an R-rated movie. Like he was awesome. That movie was awesome.
Of course.
Yeah, you can watch it black and white too. Feel like I'm in back in my old days.
Do you have the action figure in your bedroom? Play with it before bed?
No.
Oh, all right. Just asking for clarification. That's all.
He's got the one like the 16-inch one with that's like foam inside, and he busted a hole in the ass. Like,
Negative.
no, he doesn't like him that much.
He has the claws, and that's how he gives himself hand jobs at bed at night. Puts the claws on.
Why? They would cut up your dick. That makes no sense.
No, it's outside.
No.
It just cuts up like
outside,
all
like
the,
this.
your
Like
bedding
this.
and things.
But the claws would be out.
Doesn't Bill strike you the guy that sleeps with no sheets on his bed?
No, he looks like the kind of guy that sleeps with jeans on.
Never. What the fuck? I have sheets on my bed and I don't sleep with jeans on.
Time for
Jeans
bed.
and a white wife beater. That's what I.
I don't even own wife beaters.
Take off my sweatshirt and my socks and time for bed.
Only when I'm drunk.
So every night.
Yeah, no, you nailed it. Right. You nailed it right. Maybe he undoes the button if he's had too much of his pork chops or something. Whatever the fuck he made the other night.
Ooh, I love pork chops.
I know you do. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show. Monday headlines, February 22nd. That's right.
Yep.
Welcome
nice
to the
job.
show. Thank you. Last week of February.
Thank God.
Yeah. Ready for it to be over?
Yeah, now the snow's getting to me.
More coming
you
tomorrow.
just like time to keep moving, Ray, because you hate everything going on within the time that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
He lives a miserable existence. Of course he wants time to go by faster.
Every time I've said we're at the end of the month, you've said, thank God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
End of the week, thank God. End of the day.
One step closer to that coffin, baby. One step closer.
Hey, golf season's right around the corner there, Raymond.
Ooh, true.
You know what goes good with golf? White birch beers. Fuck yeah. White birch beers out of Nashville, New Hampshire. Our go-to spot. Bill had himself a day there last week. Barely got through our shows.
Got a lot.
That's
I
how
was
good of a
really
day he
drunk.
had. Drink responsible if you go down to White Birch. But they're doing a ton of awesome craft beers. IPAs that you love, Belgian quads, triples, sours. You name it, they got it. Go get some flights, get some pints. Right in downtown Nashville, cool spot to hang out. And they distribute. So if you see them in the store, pick it up. Tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. You know who doesn't? I don't know. Lake Tahoe. That's a mess.
What a
Jesus
disaster.
Christ.
NHL's premier event, and it's just going off without a hitch.
I mean,
Ice is melting. The Sun's winning once again. It's just bad look for the NHL.
Yeah,
Suns
they moved the
undefeated.
Bruins game twice. It's supposed to be 11, and now it's at 7:30 because of fucking one was sunshine. They moved it to 11 because they were afraid of the sunshine, and now they're moving it back to fucking 4:30 local time because now they're afraid of the weather that's rolling in. This is a joke. The ice set yesterday was a complete and utter joke. This is what happens when you play in, maybe a warm weather state, trying to play a fucking outdoor hockey game. That sun's just going to beat down on it. I don't care. I get it. There's snow there, but it still gets pretty warm there. It's a fucking joke. This is in a COVID time. This is a fucking stupid idea, and this just reaffirms it.
Yeah, we've been against it because of the COVID thing for a couple weeks. I will say this, like the NHL, they're not afraid to try shit and do shit where the MLB, for instance, is. So I do give them credit for that. I mean, they slung this fucking thing together. Hold on, I take this back. The NHL and Lake Tahoe are getting a lot of credit for putting this together in that short amount of time. But if you read about, I think I might have sent you that article. Basically the mayor of Tahoe was like, "Yeah, we can fucking do this," and then they went to do it. And went, "Oh shit, we don't have any idea. We didn't know any idea before we said yes to this that we would have to do all this shit." So sure, you get credit for getting it done, I guess, on time, even though it's royally fucked up. But not a lot of foresight went into this. Not a lot of foresight, not a lot of thought went into Lake Tahoe and the NHL. And like I said, if you're going to do it, like do it for a week. Like have a bunch of fucking teams because the pictures are really cool. It does look
awesome.
fucking cool.
Yeah,
but you just can't play there. So kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, you saw the ab with the Colorado Avalanche goalie in sunglasses to start the game. I thought that was cool as fuck. It's funny because you see all these outdoor games, they all got their eye black on because the sun just crushes, reflects so bad off the ice. So it's a different, aspect of watching hockey, the different uniforms. I love these outdoor games, but this is a complete and utter failure this year. Thank God they didn't have fans because moving the times 3 times now, it's easy to do it now because they have no fans and shit. I know. But 8 hours to postpone yesterday's game for 8 hours was a fucking joke. You know what I mean? It's just
they do. We've seen now in COVID times that delays and everything. Like you just do it, and the players and everyone else has to deal with it. But the idea of like sunshine, it's very fixable. Go to any suburbia in a back patio in America, and they have that some kind of sunshade. You're telling me that the NHL can't design a sunshade to go over the fucking ice, or they just didn't think of it that it would be a problem. Also, the ice conditions, I get that in the middle of the day, but like it seemed to me like it was like you said, Bill, it was more the glare and the idea that these guys
that's usually
couldn't
what it
fucking
is.
see.
Well, and then the just fucking the weather with the sun. You see the trenches. They called the game because they were like digging out a huge trench, and then they had to put the protective sleeves over it. I mean, it was more the infrastructure that Lake Tahoe had to do because the NHL does have that traveling ice. That's a portable thing. They move it around to all these different sites.
I was going to say they had the game in Dallas last year.
Yeah, they've done it in LA, and stuff. So, they can move. Those games kind of went off on a hitch, but I think they were later in the day, so when the sun wasn't completely shining like this. But it's ugly. And as far as that, I don't know as far as the camera angle goes, how big you can put like a roof over the ice, because then you're probably worrying about more lights, because then you're gonna have to light up over if you have a roof over the rink.
It's not a roof.
It's like an awning.
No, I know,
like
but still, it's just. I
get you got to think about the cameras or whatever. Like how many millions of dollars went into this? I don't think that would bankroll them or bankrupt them, create that big of problems. Like I just anyway. I thought that it was a hurdle that they could have easily gotten over. They probably can. They probably will. It seems like they want to try to make this work in the future. So don't be surprised if you see it come back. More importantly, the Bruins play tonight as we record on Sunday. And I did a quick peek because obviously we know they've been playing well, but God damn it, their division is tough. They're only 3 points up from being in 5th place. There's 4 teams tied up below them at 19 points. They're at 22. They're playing one of them today in the Penguins, who have been better
Philly.
as of late. I'm sorry, Philly. So, they got to win. Not only do they deal with this Tahoe thing, they got to win. They got to keep winning. No Krejci day to day. Coyle has been a 0. So, so this isn't just a pageantry game. You got to at least go get a point. You got to at least continue to stack some points. You can't take zeros.
No, especially losing against New Jersey, who's one of the worst teams in the division. You have to win that game, and Charlie Coyle, he's been a complete and utter disappointment. You know, he's $800,000 cap hit less than David Pastrnak right now, and that's a fucking joke to me. You gave him, you know, roughly $6 million a year to be your number 2 center. This is your time to shine. You need it. Krejci was playing well. I know he didn't have a lot of goals, but he still had 10 or 12 points on the season up to this point. So he was playing decent well. We need Krejci to step up. Then Kevin Miller's out on the defensive end, so you got 2 rookies going in. Vakanainen's going in on defense. Then Judge Stechnika is coming up. Now he's going to play on the 3rd line. This is going to be a tough test because you got to worry about your depth now. You know, you're
Zobral's out too, isn't he?
Yep, he's out, and he got hurt.
So you got
I think
John Moore and Connie Clifton on your 3rd pairing.
Yeah, I'm not happy. I'm
No, like you said, Philly, Washington, the Islanders, and Pittsburgh are all right behind in that 2nd spot, tied right now with 19 points. If you lose this one, you're going back home east, and you know now you got a lot of makeup to do with a lot of injuries on your team. So right now you got to play the best hockey you can with what you got. So we'll see what happens.
Bill, if Coyle goes out there and sucks again, and it costs him a couple games here with Krejci out, does it? And let me couch this by saying we've seen Coyle do well when he's had some established wingers next to him. Johansson in the playoff run. Who the hell did they put him next to last year? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. But when it seems to me like when he's had at least somewhat of an established line and can create some chemistry with his guys, that's when we see him play his best. Certainly that has not really been the case this year with injuries and everything else moving up and down. Not trying to make excuses for a $6 million dude, but in terms of putting him in a good position, maybe we see something on that second line with some better talent and some consistent talent. If not, is this, you know, one of the things that forces the Bruins to actually make a move that I've at least been calling for a while?
Yeah, and I think he's the guy that you got to start thinking about trying to move. You know, that the cup
Really?
run you had, cup run you had Johansson and Danton Heinen on that line. You had a lot of consistency. I thought he was one of your best offensive players in the playoffs up until, I don't know, game 6 and 7 of the finals. But you're paying too much. I get it. I think it's the first year of his second year of his extension. You need to produce more. This is the line that you're projected on to start the season with Craig Smith on your right, Nick Ritchie on your left. This was where you were supposed to slot in. This is the time to get chemistry. You saw a little bit out of it with Craig Smith and Charlie Coyle earlier in the season, but that never translated on. You saw Craig Smith go up and down the lineup now with injuries and kind of trying to get him going a little bit because he's been not great. 3 goals on the season. He's only missed 1 game. So, I mean, you got to see all those guys. And even Nick Ritchie, I'd like to see him get him a couple more goals on a 5-on-5. You can't just rely on him to get power play goals because, I mean, again, without Krejci, you need to start scoring. And you're just showing the lack of depth of forwards in your organization when you're bringing up Studnicka that you just sent down 2 weeks ago because you needed to get him playing time. You have no one. He hasn't looked ready in the 10 games that we've seen him play. He hasn't looked nowhere near ready. Now you're down Andre Koshik and all this. So the depth there in the forward position is a problem, and you only addressed it one way, and that was Craig Smith last year, and you're seeing your mistakes you're making right now.
And specifically at center, which is where the Pierre LeBlanc, whatever the fuck his name. That's why I was in on that. Your center position is really, really thin, and you have no young guys. I mean, at least you have a couple of young guys on the wings that can kind of bounce around. You have no one that can man a line that's young.
Trent Fredericks is center by trade.
Yeah,
he's playing left wing,
Frederick
but yeah, he's a 4th line winger at best.
So anyway, the fucking Krejci injury.
He got good news today. I think he's coming back.
I think
he's
he's
too.
Yeah, I think he's only going to miss
baffling to me that a day-to-day injury to David Krejci, and I'm like starting to worry. I'm like, fuck. Like if they drop 2 or 3 of them now they're going to be in a dogfight for the rest of the year, and that's just the way it's going to go. So big game.
Normally, you would think this would be one of what we call our scheduled loss. You know, you're just kind of shorthanded. You're traveling cross country. You know, your games get moved left and right. But now it's hard with the 56 games. It's hard to have scheduled losses. You already saw one earlier in the year, I think. Oh, never mind. That was the Celtics. I throw that away.
No,
the Bruins did
to the Rangers.
The Rangers, yeah, they lost 4-2.
Yeah,
right? That was a scheduled loss. So I mean, you can't have too many.
And to your point, Bill,
that division,
that loss to New Jersey was unacceptable. They looked like shit, and they knew they were coming out to Tahoe. Maybe their head wasn't in it, but you win that, and you're up 5 points. 4 points, 5 points. Now we're talking. It's a different story. But that's how thin. I mean, it's razor goddamn thin this year for these divisions. So
unless you're in the Canadian division, Toronto's fucking running away. Bye-bye with that division. They got 30 points
Toronto.
right now. Yeah. Oh, dude.
Don't worry, you'll choke.
No, I'm not kidding right now. I mean,
Austin Matthews looks like an absolute monster.
Yeah,
but
if you want to talk
the
about
playoffs,
I know that's what I'm saying, but they got rid of Mike Babcock. If they just get that stink of losing off, that team is fucking dangerous.
What do they say about Tavares too? Tavares is going to be on his way out.
They're going to probably, if they win a cup, don't be surprised if they trade Tavares. He's got like a $13 million cap hit.
They're saying right now they want to get rid of him just because he hasn't done shit. They brought him in there.
He signed a big deal, dude.
Yeah.
The Bruins were in on him. I wanted the Bruins to get him. Krejci would have been gone. I would have loved Tavares.
But he went home. He wanted to go home.
High? I thought he was 10, but
he's right around there. Or maybe Matthews is 13, but they're right between 10 and 13. Mitch Marner is up there. They're right against the cap too, because they got to. I think they have a couple of young defensemen they got to start paying, but they're cash strapped with those Marner, Tavares, and Matthews. Right, those three guys, they're fucking loaded in cap money. Because
when is the trade deadline? When is the trade deadline? It must be soon, right?
I think it's in March. A couple weeks, probably mid-March. I think. What's the NBA? The 27th,
25th.
25th. So it's probably right around.
Yeah.
I would have probably a day after, right around there. I think they started about the same time, right? So I would assume it's right there. Maybe sooner, just because the NHL's playing less games.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see. It'll be interesting. It'll be fun to watch tonight, see what it looks like. But go win. That's all I got to say.
Mm-hmm.
Let's switch gears to the NBA. We had Celtics Pelicans today. Ray, you got the game on there?
That's blowout city right now.
Okay, yeah. Celtics look good.
Celtics are up like 25.
Celtics look good early. The Pelicans fucking stink.
They didn't look good early. They looked bad.
Lonzo Balls looked good in the first half. You know, this is the first time it really.
They were stroking his dick. Get that? Get it? They're
Yep.
talking about his shot, stroke.
Yeah,
stroking.
He's got a decent shot now. I mean, you remember when he looked like he had that high school shot when he was like half like shooting over here?
He had the Pete Harrison. I don't know. Remember Pete Harrison? It was always he was money too. He would make it, but his form was terrible.
Murder what? I guess they didn't look good technically early, Ray. That Brad Stevens took a timeout early, down 11.
Yeah, it was 11-2.
And then from there it's been all C's.
Yeah.
Kemba, let's talk about Kemba for a second, because he's been certainly up and down, but way more up than down as of late. Something like over 20 points in his last 4 or 5 games. So
28.
I would assume him to get there tonight. I don't know what he's at right now, but
he only had 5 last time I saw.
All right. Well, keep pissing on my parade, Ray.
You're welcome.
Jalen looked good. Tatum looked okay. The Pelicans fucking stink. And all of this goddamn hype for Zion Williamson. How many guys have we seen like Zion? He can't shoot. He can't shoot.
Wait till you see the block that Tice just gave to him too. It was nice.
Robert Williams looked good.
Tristan
early
Thompson
too.
had a nice block
blocks
on him too. Like you just pack guys at the right at the restricted level and don't move, and
he gets lost.
Kind of take him out of the game. Like, that's pretty much what he does. I don't understand the ridiculous hype around Zion Williamson. He'll go average 20 points a game and 14 rebounds during the regular season because it's wide open and more than half the teams suck, and he can dominate with size and agility. Once you run into a team that knows how to play you, you're cooked. You're fucking cooked. So that team sinks. Celtics should run over them. They are running over them. It's fine. It's good news to me. When you have a good team, which the Celtics are, or at least should be, they got enough good players on there. Sometimes it just takes a game like this, beating the shit out of a lesser opponent, to get your confidence up and to get on a little bit of a roll. And that's what they need. They need a 4 or 5 game thing to put a little bit of a cushion, get in that top 3-4 spot, and fight for it down later in the season. So hopefully they can get their mojo
that Kyrie back. Year right now. The way it started, it's kind of reminding me a little bit of that Kyrie year where you flamed out for second round against the Bucks. Just reminds me of that year to start. You got to make a couple changes here.
Oh yeah, so. No. This certainly does not excuse Danny Ainge from doing anything.
Okay,
at or before the trade.
It's the Pelicans.
That's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. Semi Oshile, get the fuck out of town. I'm out.
Grant Williams sounds like he's out of town. Jeff Teague sounds like he's out of fucking town. They're not even playing. You're seeing more. Robert Williams is playing a lot more now. Even Naismith, Peach Baskets. You see him playing a lot. He's getting
right now.
He's getting 20 minutes a game. Marcus Smart's not coming back until after the All-Star break either. That came out today, so that hurts. You're seeing it because now you're starting Tice and Tristan Thompson, which I fucking hate. So that I hate that double big lineup with Smart out.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I had this thought today because I hate it too, but it's because the way that they play Daniel Tice. Daniel Tice is playing stretch wing 4 position, and he's just not consistent enough to do that. And a guy that the Celtics have been rumored to forever, it's going to take a lot to get him if they want to get him. But Vujicic out of Orlando, who averages 25 plus as a sharpshooter. Imagine Vujicic playing Daniel Tice's position.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
so nice.
What dream right
lights
there.
out. Fucking lights out, dude. I'm like, it's your whole game is drive and kick. Daniel Tice gets more passes kicked to him than anybody on the team, and he's hesitant to shoot because he kind of stinks. He doesn't suck. He's okay. He's fine for what he is. But
It's just not his game,
but instead he's Vujicic or someone like that, dude. Now you're back in conversation with finals talk. You just need someone to be able to shoot to score consistently in that position. But speaking of making moves for the Celtics, the other big news that came out, your boys, I don't like this guy, but you guys fucking love him.
It's not official yet before you go any further.
Okay. Boogie Cousins unofficially is leaving Houston. Seems like he's just going to get released. But maybe
which is weird because they just signed, they just guaranteed his contract. Literally the day before they released him, they guaranteed his full contract for the season, and then they let him walk the next day. What the fuck are they doing? They could have just
Wall's boy.
They could have let him walk for free.
It's I don't know.
Houston.
It's not that great of a run organization, or it smells something sketchy. Boogie Cousins is not the cleanest. Doesn't have the cleanest rap sheet in history, or he just sucks. I don't know. But you guys want him, Ray? I know you've been high on him forever. Bill, you've wanted him since he was coming. Since the Sacramento trade rumors, haven't you?
I wanted him when he was going out of Sacramento before he went to the New Orleans, and even coming out of New Orleans, if he was available, go and get him. But you heard the Brad Stevens rumors that he hates the guy. I think he's a piece of shit, but when he's on, that talent is there. You know,
they were rumored in the Celtics were rumored in on him this offseason as free agent, Ray, and he chose to go with his best buddy there, John Wall. I don't know what's your stance on the Boogie Cousins situation right now, Raymond?
I'd take him. Like I said, Marcus Morris, when he was here, he was that guy, no bullshit kind of thing. And you guys were all laughing because he didn't have a ring. Well, put DeMarcus Cousins on his team. He has a ring. Get that respect from the Jays.
Did he really get one last year? They fucking cut him when the bubble started. He got a fucking ring. Are you kidding me?
He got a ring.
Fuck this guy. I'm out.
A ring. A ring. There's a ring, baby.
No,
yeah,
it's not.
You guys are all
this guy. Fuck Boogie Cousins.
I don't want Boogie Cousins. He's not good enough. I think he's a dog.
Coming off the bench, though? Coming off the bench for Tristan?
I don't know. Over Robert Williams right now? I think I'd rather have
Robert
Williams
playing really good, and I think it could stunt the development of Williams. But I mean, I think it's good value at $2.4 million. You probably get him for the veteran minimum coming back right now. It gives you a good depth option. He's been playing well in Houston. The talent's there, but he's just such a cunt. You know, I just feel like you can see him and Tatum getting a fist fight in the fucking locker room. Or Brown. You know, Brown's been calling out the old vets for fucking.
This is not going to go well. With
Brown. I just don't feel like it. Like as much as I want the talent, he almost fought fucking Marcus Morris on the sidelines.
I don't even think
I don't know if I want
there
this
right now. If it takes peach baskets and a first to get Andre Drummond, who's twice the player of Boogie Cousins right now, I'd much rather give that up than just sign Boogie off the street. He sucks. I'm out. I've been out on Boogie since Sacramento.
What'd you think about Rasheed Wallace when he came to the Celtics?
It was good for the mid-level, but then you saw what happened when you're playing him as the starting minutes in Game 7, and he couldn't do it.
I'm not telling you I don't want Cousins as starting minutes. I want him on the bench, coming off the bench.
Yeah, but if these guys get hurt, you have to.
What did I think of Rasheed Wallace when he came to the Celtics? I thought Rasheed Wallace was an asshole, but I also knew that the Boston Celtics had Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, and had already won a fucking championship. So.
But Cousins hasn't played in a winning organization his whole career.
Played for the Lakers last year, didn't he? So what is that?
Got a ring, didn't he?
Got a ring, didn't he?
Damn it. Damn it. I fucked that one up. Touche, boys. Touche. But you know what I mean? He hasn't really been a part of it. You know, he got.
I don't know. The other one, when he got hurt with the Pelicans, when he was playing with AD, they looked.
Oh, he played with Golden State too. He got hurt in Golden State when I think he might have got a ring there. He got waived too. He tore his Achilles, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's also he ripped his quad off. He's also a walking injury because he doesn't give a shit.
And he got fucking dude. He forced his way out of Sacramento where they were about to give him a supermax.
Yeah.
And he forced his way out, and now he tried to revitalize his career in Golden State with that mid-level, got hurt, and now he's been bouncing around the league ever since. The injuries are too risky to, especially like I understand we've been bitching about chemistry, Danny not wanting to break up the chemistry. Bringing in different guys like this breaks up that chemistry because he's a complete and utter piece of shit.
So you're saying that you wouldn't want him because he's an injury-prone kind of guy?
I like the talent. If the talent's there, I would take him. But again, I don't want the headache that comes with him. So no, I'm out. It's more the headache. It's like I don't want that. It's the same thing with Kyrie. The fucking talent's there, but we don't want the headache. He's a piece of shit. I know Cousins isn't on Kyrie level, but Cousins is his own right a piece of shit. He's not a team guy. You see him get texts every fucking game. He's a piece of shit, and he's Marcus Morris times 10, and that's going to be like again, Jaylen Brown and him will come to blows in that fucking locker room. I don't think Tristan Thompson's leadership in that locker room is enough to stop those two motherfuckers from beating the shit out of each other.
Or lack thereof. I don't know what Tristan Thompson, although he's looked better as of late.
He looked decent today, but again, Pelicans.
Yeah. Speaking of double text, Bill is just on fire. Billy producer's on fire with the
hat
transitions right now. Must be. I just want to touch on this slow news weekend. Draymond Green gets the double text at the end of the game versus the Hornets, and then Terry Rozier comes down and hits a ridiculous buzzer beater to win the game. What are your thoughts on Draymond Green? I think he's talk about dickheads. And then if you want to follow up, should the Celtics regret getting rid of Terry Rozier?
I'll go first real quick. If DeMarcus Cousins is a cunt, then Draymond Green's cunt number 2, because that guy just sucks. He averages 5 points right now and 5 rebounds, and he's getting paid $18 million. This guy is a walking boob. He shouldn't be playing for any other team. Nutsack, yeah. But the whole Terry Rozier and Kemba Walker debate that you've been seeing on social media all the time, Terry Rozier is just having one of those decent years. Kemba Walker's been doing it his whole career. So I'd take Kemba over Terry Rozier. There's no questions asked.
Bill?
Draymond Green, again, he's a fucking cunt. I think he's so overrated.
Yes.
Like I think in the first couple titles, like when it was just the 3 of them before they got Kevin Durant, like those, Steph, Clay, and him, great. I thought he was great. He was averaged double. He was defensive player of the year one year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has fallen off a cliff. I think he's terrible. Like
KD got there when KD left,
he's trying again. You want to talk about guys trying to fight teammates? He's trying to fight KD on the fucking sidelines. He probably is the one that forced Kevin Durant away. I mean, if you look back, who are you going to take Kevin Durant or fucking Draymond Green? And I just think he's very overrated. And I just think they're trying to keep the core together. And they re-signed him. Double tech because you're pissed off. You're swearing at the refs. That cost you the fucking game. I get Rozier hit a fucking miracle fadeaway shot, but you can't. You're costing your team games by doing stupid shit. And that's what Cousins would bring to the Celtics is Draymond Green.
As far as a championship doing stupid shit.
Yeah, kick LeBron in the nuts, right?
Yeah, like for the third time or something. He's a nut kicker. He's been an asshole his whole career. Oh, yeah. He was the glue in those championship teams. He's probably got too big a head and too big a purse. He came out. I wrote a blog on the when he was talking about Andre Drummond sitting, saying, respect us. We don't get the same amount of the players don't get the same amount of respect as the owners or some, whatever the bullshit he was spewing. Yeah. Because they sat Andre Drummond because he's going to get traded.
Week, right?
First of all, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're talking out of your ass. He's
he thinks
he is way
Charles
beyond
Barkley and Kevin Garnett. That's what he thinks he is. It's just like
not even on their level though.
Not even close playing wise. And then Terry Rozier, I do that trade 10 times.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Like I saw an interesting thing today, or maybe it was yesterday though. Really stuck with me, hit me right in the right spot because it was about Kyrie. If Kyrie doesn't come to the Celtics, Terry Rozier is probably still in the Celtics, and you still might have a Kemba or someone else in that place because Terry Rozier was one of the biggest guys who was pissed off about playing time and having his shit stunted because Kyrie was there, which inevitably led to him being moved. If Kyrie's not there, maybe Terry Rozier gets to showcase his full self. Maybe you get to see him as a starting point guard in the league and you don't move on from him and you spend max dollars somewhere else instead of Kemba. So if you want to go back that far and play the butterfly effect, we can blame it all on Kyrie. But in real time, I don't think Terry Rozier is a winning basketball player in the NBA. There's just a way. I mean, he's dumping 35 to 40 points, but his team's still under 500. It's a volume scorer on a mediocre to bad team is what it looks like to me. Without diving too far into it,
yeah, you've seen it.
A lot of Hornets basketball.
Neither have I, but you've seen it a ton of times in the NBA, and I'd take Kemba Walker 10 out of 10 times. I just don't think Terry Rozier would flourish like this with Jason, with Tatum and Brown here, because the Tatum and Brown, that ball's going through their hands. If you look at right now, he's the second option maybe the first option behind Gordon Hayward, because you look at Ball, he's not, he's averaging 15, 6, and 6. He's more of the playmaker. He's not the post-up shooter that Rozier wants to be, and same thing with Gordon Hayward. So he's the number 2 option. You're at least 3 right now if you go back to our butterfly effect that you were just talking about. But give me Kemba all fucking day. There's no
shooting guard too over in Charlotte. Because Ball's
because
starting.
Ball's
starting, so isn't okay. That's what I thought.
It's a good point, Bill. Like I don't think it's gonna work. He was another guy where his head was too big for the room, butting against Jalen and Jason, who are clearly better and are going to be much better than him career-wise. So it would probably would have been more trouble than it's worth. And Kemba Walker, for all the shit we give him for his injuries and not having good games and stuff, he was an all-star last year, and he's looking like one in the past week or so. So if he can keep it up, he's still a top player in the NBA. He's a top scorer in the NBA. He was 30-point scorer in Charlotte. So speaking of scorers, man, we're good today. Jamal Murray drops 50 without a free throw attempt, the highest shooting percentage since Wilt Chamberlain in whatever the year it was. I don't know. Just wanted to touch
50s,
on.
I don't know.
21 of 28 from the field. I think we're all fans of Jamal Murray. The kid's an absolute stud on the scoring end. Just what a feat.
Yeah, it was 8 to 10 from 3. Ooh.
I just wish the NBA was more like the NFL with these small market teams, because you got the Joker over there, you got Jamal Murray, and these guys aren't getting the respect that they should be, because even my boy Lillard, they don't get the respect they deserve with these small market teams.
Dollar.
Another guy that got blown out from the All-Star game, it sucks.
What a transition.
Oh yeah.
4 for 4 for 5 for 5, man. NBA All-Star games. Let's just touch on this real quickly. So it's announced backlash from the players. Overwhelmingly, the players didn't want to play because of COVID. I don't necessarily blame them. Adam Silver, who has been pro player pretty much every decision he's made, basically said, this is fans first. The All-Star game is huge for our fans. We're doing it. I don't know what you guys think of that. I kind of have a 50-50 split on it, but let me just give you the highlights. Let me know if you think they should be playing. But I like the format that they're going to go in. They're going to put it all in one day, which I think is great. They're going to do a skills position early in the day. They're going to have the game, and then at halftime they're having the dunk contest.
Now, how long is halftime going to be? 4 hours? Have you seen some of these fucking
guys
dunk
can't
contests?
make a
This
dunk.
is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest thing ever. Give it Saturday night, primetime event. Do what you usually do. There's no reason to change it. There's another reason why all these guys don't want to play. One, there's COVID, and two, there's a fucking stupid ass format you're having. Oh, let's do the dunk contest in the middle of halftime. No one in that All-Star game is going to join that dunk contest. It's just going to be a bunch of
No one in the All-Star game joins the dunk contest anymore anyway. The dunk contest should be either outlawed or you have to make the All-Star game to be in it.
Remember they did that NBA and WNBA fucking stupid thing because they got rid of that. It was like they had an old guy, they had a woman, and then they had the fucking player.
Just have to make the. Here's what I hate. I hate the Saturday night NBA skill. What? It's dragged on way too fucking long. Way too many players I've never even heard of. Fuck that. Make it. Bring it down to 4 players for each competition. 2 from the West, 2 from the East. Go for it. Go nuts. Make it a 30-minute, maybe a 30-minute TV event. That's it. That's what it should be. The dunk contest sucks.
The only thing I like the 3-point competition.
The 3-point competition
is my favorite one.
That's the marquee event of the All-Star Weekend. Everyone watches that because those are the guys that go after it. Like I remember when Steph and Clay were together, going battling back and forth. Remember when Ray Allen was in it? It's just so many great shooters that you can watch that. The dunk contest is overrated now. Ever since Vince Carter and Kobe Bryant did it, no one up to their level can compete with them anymore.
Why are you upset about the skills contest being before the game?
Because it deserves its own
3
night.
hours before the game. No,
it deserves its own. It deserves its own.
Doesn't. People have shit to do. I'd rather sit down and watch the whole thing, and in the time it takes to watch one baseball game, you can put all of this shit together in one night.
You mean 5 innings of a baseball game?
Yeah, it's a goddamn line.
We're talking Red Sox baseball. They're done in the first inning by 8:30.
God damn it, we fucked up that transition.
Hold on. Wait, watching baseball, you get really tired. Speaking of which, Jason Tatum is now saying he's going to play in the All-Star game. Does that not work? No,
I don't know what the transition there was. Brown and Tatum are supposed to be.
He's fatigued. He's fatigued because of COVID.
I know.
Yeah, they were really
What's
sucking their dicks
I was trying to
today on
transition to
ESPN,
the next subject in on the email, and I guess you were
going. Brown Tatum.
Brown and Tatum look like they're going to make the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Katie and LeBron. Katie and LeBron will be
Since Ray
captains.
fucked us.
They'll be doing the draft a draft is most notably known for, the NFL draft, let's talk about the NFL. That's a transition, Ray. That's a transition.
That's great. I like that one.
Couple tidbits on this one. We've been following this story. Vincent Jackson, who died tragically last week at 38 years old, to overdose, I think was the final verdict. We're not sure.
No one
It hasn't come out. It'll probably be out in like 3 weeks.
Or alcohol abuse.
Yeah.
Okay. So he donates his brain to CTE research, which we said from day one. If you're not listening to Simple Mind Sports Show, you should be, because we were on this thing from the jump, that this was CTE related, which his family has said they have suspicions about. So he donates his brain to CTE research.
Did he donate it? Did he donate it, or did his family donate it? He's dead. How does he donate it?
Could be in a will. Junior Seau wrote it in his like
Suicide
note, like donate my brain to research. So you never know.
What's it say in your license? Organ donor? Take my brain.
Yeah.
Oh, touche, salesman. Touche.
I don't think that's how it works, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think it will either.
Well, hey, you had me. You had me there.
Well,
But no, I think
it's
at that point it's the family's decision. So the family probably said, "Yeah, okay, go." Because at that point it's the family's. Unless you're Ted Williams, where I think his head's still frozen.
Yeah. Someone else, more people need to get on this. We need to see from all sects of sports the most famous players getting their head frozen and see them come back. We may see it. Maybe technology can move fast enough.
If they could fucking clone a cow or a pig, why can't they clone Ted Williams by now?
They're definitely cloning babies in China. That's happening.
Oh, it's got to be. Given
A couple
COVID.
more NFL. Couple less.
Some of my
NFL
jerseys are getting made.
The Panthers
Clone
are
babies.
the Carolina Panthers are the latest team to be heavily in on Deshaun Watson. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel right. Doesn't make sense to me. Deshaun Watson does not belong in the Panthers. What are they thinking? What do they have to give up versus everybody else? Why would he go there? I don't know. But I don't know why this is a story, and I don't know why they're pushing so hard.
Teddy
the first time I
Bridgewater,
heard
the
of it.
eighth. Teddy Bridgewater, the eighth pick in the draft, and whatever else you want, whatever other draft picks, they can do it.
So
they have
the
cap
eighth
space.
pick. So you get the eighth pick.
It's going to take 3.
And Teddy Bridgewater, who could
No,
start a quarterback for you.
Bridgewater sucks. They don't. There's a reason why they're already trying to move on from him after the
they're
the
not
first
gonna take
year.
his inflated
They're not going to
19.
take his. Yeah, he's making $20 million a year. They're not gonna
I
take
just
him
don't. It
back.
looks. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, I guess technically every team that needs a quarterback should be in Deshaun Watson, but you don't hear every team being pumped up like the last day or two that the Panthers have been being pumped up as one of the frontliners. It smells fishy to me. Seems like there's some other things going on. Maybe this is out of Houston picking a team that is not actually in on them to pump up that price and make things happen. I don't know. Just didn't feel
Miami
right.
still seems the most logical, landing spot. You can offer the number 3 pick and Tua to get him. Plus, I think you have at least two
Yeah, they have
first round.
3
draft
first
picks.
rounds.
Yeah, you could do all 3 first rounds and Tua to get him, and I think that's a no brainer.
If
I'm
Miami
Houston.
doesn't do it, they deserve
Yeah.
They're
to
dumb.
lose
3
for the
first
rest of
round
their
picks
franchises.
in fucking Tua, okay, because we all think Tua is not going to be great, but I mean, take the chance on it. You're still getting 3 first round fucking draft picks. You could draft
rookie
a guy
salary,
at 3.
rookie salary, and a guy with upside, and 3 first round picks for Deshaun Watson who wants to leave. If the Dolphins don't do it, they are dum dums. And if they're offered that, and Nick Caserio sends him to New England for Stephon Gilmore and 3 picks,
That'd be amazing.
How fucking funny!
that would be amazing.
How funny!
It's never gonna happen. All right, Bill, tell us about the latest knockout in the fight world. Lewis versus Blades knockout last night, or 2 nights ago, I guess, as this is released. Billy Fight Night. What do you got?
One of the most vicious knockouts I've ever seen in the UFC. The first round they kind of fought to a draw. The second round, Blades is one of the best wrestlers in the heavyweight division. He went for a shoot. He got caught with an uppercut, got knocked out. He was literally standing up. Lewis pushed him over, came over on top of him, and just fucking hammer fist right on his face. Then he starts talking shit to the refs, to the corner, because they, blame the ref. He didn't stop it. He was out cold on his feet, and he literally just pushed him over. So, I mean, that's his 12th knockout in UFC. It's ties for Victor Valpor for the UFC record. He's 25-4 in his career, 20 knockouts for Derek Lewis. So he's calling out John Jones next. So, I mean, you're talking about the number 2 ranked heavyweight and the number 4 ranked heavyweight. Number 4 ranked heavyweight was a plus 350 to win. It was the first highest since UFC 199 for the underdog to win.
Interesting watch. Yeah, that was vicious.
Oh my god,
ridiculous. That was
the way he
ridiculous.
fell though, like he just like gave him like that little shoulder because he knew he was out, and at the end he's like, "That's Herb Dean's fault. I fight to the end." He could wake up like the fucking Undertaker, so he's like, "I'm just." And he, dude, he was out cold. He was out for 4 minutes after that fight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, this has been the Simple Mind Sports Show. Monday headlines, February 22nd. See you on Tuesday. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Fuck that up. He
Can't
was
get-
out for 4
Almost.
minutes.
At least, yeah,
Can
3
you
or
be
4 minutes.
legally dead after a certain amount
Dude,
of time?
he like it was like one of those things, like, you know, you get knocked out, those guys sometimes get up in like a second. This guy
Yeah.
literally laid on his back out cold. They didn't even show him on the ground. They went away, they went to commercial, they came back, and they were just watching the guys run. Then they were like, oh, okay, he's kind of conscious and he's laying on the ground. They didn't even show him until he was sitting up in his chair. Dude, he was out fucking
He's
cold.
moving. He's good.
Out cold.
That's amazing.
How does like, I mean, I guess they just don't care, but the CTE and the brain stuff that goes on in the fighting, like they just.
Oh, look at Peter McNeely. He's punch drunk. You know,
I mean,
that's what
I know
it is.
it happens to seemingly happens to everybody, and that's the sport. I just, you know.
When we started this band, our needed was a laugh. Years gone by, I say we've kicked some ass. When I make rage, you hear the stage, trillion runs through my veins, and I say we're still kicking ass. Kicks down the hall, hope it never stops, and I think we did all of this too much.
Hello, babies.